The Text FX Jitter Alpha, found within the built-ins, the Function Plugins tab, and the Text FX folder, is a way to jitter the alpha of a font. So to begin, let's drag a font down, and we'll go into our font folder, just grab a font, drag it down into the scene tree, go back into the built-ins, into our FP tab, our Text FX folder, and drag the Jitter Alpha down onto our font. Once we do that, we come up into the Jitter Alpha editor, and the first thing that we have is the progress type. Again, we can set keyframes if we want. However, if we just take this up to 100%, you can see how it starts to jitter the alpha of this. Now we have a progress type set to absolute by default. We can change it to relative. If we change it to relative, it just means that we may need to increase our progress percentage higher than 100% depending on how many characters that we do have. If we do have keyframes set for this, we can also set the direction, set to normal by default. We can also go to opposite, random, static, wave, center, or to center. So if we switch this back to normal and take this up to 100 again, we also have an interpolate. Again, if we have keyframes set to this, we can choose to manage how we interpolate the keyframes, either linear or soft. In the random seed, if we have our direction set to random, we can increase our random seed here, and it will increase the randomness of our Jitter Alpha. We also have the ignore space and ignore new line, which works in conjunction with the relative. And then the text order as is. Again, if we have keyframes set to this, we can choose which text order it goes to. Horizontal, when we change it to horizontal, we get an option for left to right, right to left. We also have a vertical option, which we can change the text direction from up to down or down to up. Now we have an effect there's a foreground, there's a BG for background, and both. This is an effect so that when we have our shadow enabled, we can come in here and turn our shadow on and choose which kind of shadow we want. If we want a blurred shadow, we can choose that too. We can come back into our Jitter Alpha and choose, do we want it to affect the foreground, the background, or both. When we're back in the Jitter Alpha effect, we have this alpha min, so we can set how low we want the alpha to go, or the opacity. So if we only want it to go down to 30% or so, we can just choose 30%, and the alpha max is the same on the other end. So if we only want it to go up to, let's say, 80%, we can set 80% there. So the alpha is only adjusting down to 30% and the maximum of 80%. Now we also have a randomness, so we can choose a randomness. So if we want to speed this up a little bit, we can speed it up so that the alpha now goes through each letter a little bit faster.